Alright guys, we're going to talk about layer masking and adjustment layers. We are going to stick with our planet scenario or planet theme, and you should know how to do this already. It's not anything new, is to make like this volumetric shading, this sphere, and I'm going to make a couple of selections, and I'm going to try to get or make a believable ring around this planet. So trying to get something close to like Saturn, okay? So I've transformed and rotated this selection that I have. I'm gonna fill this with a color, and then I'm going to make another selection and subtract or delete part of the selection to get a ring around that planet. So right now, if I fill this, it should be a solid color. And once I move this selection up a little bit, I'm going to actually go to my select, transform selection, not there, transform selection, and I'm going to scale this ellipse down, again maintaining the proportions of that ellipse, and I'm after a thicker section in the front and a smaller line in the back, to help sell that believability of a flat ring going around this planet. I'm getting close. There, I like that. So I'm gonna delete that section. I could have masked that. I could have cut that out, whatever you want. I also do need to add a mask in now because there are lines that overlap the planet that I need to mask out. So I've added in a layer mask. I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to start painting that out. Bump up the opacity. I always forget to see where my opacity is whenever I'm doing this. So if you ever forget or if something isn't working, make sure you always check your opacity. It's something that even I'm have trouble remembering. So I really like the way that it has this darker edge around the back. It almost sells that believability that it's going into and behind this planet, like it's in darkness, which is cool. So I've added in some of that shadow in the back part of that ring, and now, I mean, that's a believable ring going around this planet. It's tilted, which adds interest. Remember, diagonals are always more interesting than horizontal or vertical lines. I'm starting to add in a little bit of pattern overlay to the ring, which I think, I'm not sure, I think I keep it, but I think I might opt in or opt out of, because I like the idea of, well, what if we do an outer glow instead? So I'm going to try that. Yes, I like that a whole lot better, the idea of an outer glow. I'm actually going to pick a color that's similar to that blue already. And again, play with that saturation. There you go. I like the way that it affects the actual planet. And maybe take down and adjust it so it's just not so prominent. It's just a subtle effect there. But what you'll find is that I like this idea of this ring so much that I'm actually going to do a double ring. And this next one's going to be just a copy of the first one. And then I'm going to put right below it. So let's see what that looks like. So I've scaled this down. I need to make sure that it's underneath the first ring in the layer stack. Right now it's on top. So I need to do that. I'm also going to mask out more of that ring section that goes around the back. So I need to adjust my layer stack. There we go. Then I need to mask out that section. The cool thing about copying this layer of this first ring is that it keeps all of the same properties of the outer glow that we used and the pattern overlay. So here I'm masking out that section again. I have to play with my opacity. I always forget to do that. There we go, that looks a lot better. There we go. And it's just gonna be cleaning that up. So have fun with this. Try this out, a real simple way to add rings to your planets. You may not be happy with the color you chose for your planets or for anything in the future. Now, we've done some adjustment layers before using gradient map and threshold right there, but this time we're going to go to hue saturation, and let's look and see what this has. Whenever you feel like recoloring this, I'm just going to pull this panel out. Notice we have an entire hue bar, which looks like a flattened out color wheel. We have saturation and we have lightness. Watch what happens when we adjust the slider for hue. But first I'm gonna make a clipping mask so I know that only the planet is gonna be affected. Remember, that's Alt click the middle between the two layers. Look what happens when I drag that hue bar. It's almost as if we're going along the color wheel through the entire range of colors. So whenever you're in the situation of you've picked a color, I don't want you to ever think that you're stuck with that color. You can adjust any color with this adjustment layer. You can adjust saturation, you can adjust the brightness or lightness. So how much white or black is involved with lightness. Saturation deals with how much pure hue is there, whether you're going from that pure red or that pure blue to a gray, okay? And that hue bar deals with where are you along the color wheel. So play with all of these, adjust your colors, and see if you can find a more pleasing or shocking, striking color harmony choice. Play around with them. Have fun, guys. We'll see you next time.